a lie. But the Grinch dreamt of Christmas. No, the Whoville did not. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. He didn't know God loved him. That was the reason. He thought the Christians had his one screwed on just right. He thought they were crazy and looked for a fight.
God doesn't love me, and God doesn't care. Hypocritical Christians keep their hands in the air. Worshipping Jesus who doesn't exist is all just an excuse to wash over the gifts.
I think that the real reason, the one most of all, was that the Grinch's heart was 2 sizes too small, broken and battered as years had gone by, with him thinking that Jesus was all just a lie. But whatever the reason, the presents or ruse, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's, staring down from his cave with a sour, Grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew who's down in Whoville, beneath, was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath.
And we're setting out ready.
He sneered with a sneer.
Tomorrow's Christmas, it's practically here.
Then he growled with his Grinch fingers, nervously drumming.
I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming.
For tomorrow he knew all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early, they'd rush for their toys. And then oh the noise, that's the one thing he hated, the noise. Then the Who's young and old would sit down to feast, and they'd feast and they'd feast, and they'd feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who's feast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would start their stand close together with church bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. And they'd sing and they'd sing, and they'd sing. And the more the Grinch thought of the Who Christmas thing, the more the Grinch thought,
I must stop this whole thing. Why for 52 years I put up with it now? I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how?
Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
I know just what I'll do.
The Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked.
What a great Grinchy trick. With this hat and this coat, I was just like something.
What's up, bud? Your mom dressed you up. It's alright. It's okay.
So he called his dog Max, then he took some red thread, and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max.
What did I say?
Giddy up, Max. We'll slow on down toward the home
All their windows were dark, quite a snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house in the square,
This is house number 1.
the old Grinchy paused hissed, and he climbed through the roof, empty bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once, for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who stockings all hung in a row.
These stockings I say are the first things to do. These people say they're Christians, they say that they try. They're robbing the steal on your mom. They wake up on Sunday and think they're alright. They say, and they wake up on Sunday and think they're alright. The season right here is a perfect example of how greedy they are. Just look at the simple.
Then he slithered and slunk, with his smile most unpleasant, around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, jump checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn,
Why?
stuffed in his bag. Then he reached for his legs, and all his bags one by one. Then he slunk to the icebox, he took the roasties, he took the who pudding, and he took the roasties. He cleaned out their icebox as quick as a flash, while the Grinch even took their last candy.
I have stuffed all the food up each to me. Yippee! And now it's time to stuff up the tree.
When the Grinch got the tree, he started to shove. When he did a small sound like he was building up. He turned around fast, and added, some little who girls who should not have been there.
What's going on here? They should be snoozing. It's Christmas Eve. This is so confusing.
But the Grinch couldn't believe the sight they were viewing. The four little girls were kneeled by their beds. The fishes of sugar plums weren't in their heads. Instead, they were praying.
Praying? Oh dear, I'll just blink my eyes and it'll all disappear. Little kids are not thankful, they're full of disgrace. Oh, while I'm here, I'll just grab that vase.
What?
But he paused as he heard one little girl squeak, and he listened for the voice quietly.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Thank you for all the great things you have done, and we thank you for dying and being our Savior, and ask that you forgive all of us believers. But if we fail, we have one more request. If you're Grinch, dear Lord, I'm sure you will.
Some people say that you know me. Thank you for being a true believer. A son of God and be a believer. Lord, please be easy to please me and understand. Your grace, your compassion, your mercy. So grant all the blessed to be open and the spirit to grow. So as the same love we already know.
The Grinch paused for a moment, then coughed a deep voice.
So this Grinch has a choice?
The girls looked around, but they didn't see anyone. So that mean Grinchy Claus decided to have some fun.
Don't look around, I'm up here. It's me, God. I've been listening to you talk as you pull and prod. The Christmas is his own as is yours. Can't you see? And if you're praying for more presents, you're barking up the wrong tree.
The tiny Who daughters were unsure of what should be said, so they quickly said amen and jumped into bed. The Grinch looked around with a smirk on his face, and he started to make his way out of that place. The last thing that he took was the log for the fire, then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire, and the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other whose houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other whose houses. The Grinch strolled past the front lawn of the Community Church. Looking for goodies, he began to search.
There's nothing good here outside this old construction.
He scanned the front porch and began his abduction.
For the flowers and the rugs, I will make space, but not the nativity. But the nativity, what a waste.
It was dawn, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still snoozed when he packed up his sled. Packed it up tight with their presents, the wrappings, the ribbons, the tags, and the tinsel of the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip top to dump it.
Hoo-hoo to who's?
He was Grinchishly humming.
They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open in a minute or two. Then the who's down and who's will all cry. Hoo-hoo! That's the noise I must say that I simply must hear.
So he paused and the Grinch put his hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started out low, then it started to grow.
Everybody. 8-bar instrumental.
How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags.
And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzle was sore, and the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before.
Maybe this season doesn't come in the store. Maybe, perhaps,
And what happened then? Well, and who will they say? Was the Grinch's small heart complete 3 sizes that day? He bowed his head and offered a prayer. The Grinch found salvation right then and right there. In the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright green light. And he brought back the toys and the food for the feast, and he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast.
So, anyone knows what I found? Come grab past the corner and come right on down.